Hey guys, Robert Trawick here, and welcome back. So today we have a very interesting topic to discuss, and we're going to try very hard to keep it down to that 10 minutes that we like to try for these Robert rambles, if you will. So today we're going to talk about education. Now, before I get going down that road, I want to preface one thing that's very important. I don't care if you're a professional photographer, you consider yourself an advanced amateur photographer, or you're just a beginner. Education, and this episode is going to apply to everybody. Education is probably the absolute best investment that you can do for your business, for your lifestyle, for yourself. Education in so many different ways. Knowledge is a wonderful thing, and it is probably, at least on my list, one of the things that no one can ever take away from you. Education is very, very valuable. As a professional photographer, education is imperative to advancement, change, and dare I say success. So let's talk about education, because I find myself experiencing more and more what I like to call professional students. Professional students are the photographers that you see at every single educational event, workshop, get together, everything. And they're constantly learning, but they're never shooting. And I think that's because there's a bit of a disconnect when it comes to education. There is a huge difference between knowledge being you told me this is true, or you explained to me the inverse square law of light, and skill. Skill is being able to take the inverse square law of light and apply that to a real world situation. There is a tremendous gap and chasm between those two things, but somehow many photographers fall prey to the osmosis trap. That is where we go to a workshop, we take in all that beautiful goodness from the instructor, and we are just, oh my God, mesmerized by the images. And if I can learn this one more little trick in Photoshop, I too can be a success. And then when I get home, all my excitement seems to die, because I have to get back into my regular life. I have to go back to my regular routine. I never pull my notes out, and I never practice what I just learned. So you're missing that bridge from knowledge to skill. And in the middle of that bridge, right there on the pinnacle of the bridge, is something that I like to call understanding. Because if you know something, but you want to be able to use something, you need to understand that something. So you can go to these educational events and learn a new off-camera flash technique, or a different way of focusing your lens, or a depth of field chart. You can memorize it, but if you don't understand it, you'll never be able to apply it, and you'll never gain the skill set. And I want you to be better, because if you want to be more, you have to do more. So we have a short period of time, and I'm going to tell you a quick story. April 26th, I went down to Texas School on a surprise meeting with Jamie Cobb. Out of all the people that I have had the pleasure of helping, not mentoring, not teaching, not instructing, but just merely helping, she went from 6 years meeting at Texas School in Addison, Texas, as a student, wanting to learn photography. And I shared my knowledge with her. It could have stopped right there, but it didn't, because Jamie didn't just take the knowledge and store it away in her head. She practiced until she understood, and that became her skill set. And I wanted to go down and congratulate her from becoming a student to being an instructor at Texas School. She led her first class at Texas School this year, 6 years after I met her. Is that incredible? It absolutely is incredible. But what I can tell you is this: she practiced. She worked on her skill. She had knowledge. She built understanding. And she practiced until it became second nature and a skill. I think you guys should go check her out, because if you have not had the pleasure of meeting her, you have no idea what you're missing. She is the epitome of what I would call the photo industry Energizer Bunny, and I'm very happy to know her. So I want you guys to look around. Look at what you're doing and how you're investing your time. Are you really getting the best version of yourself by going to class, absorbing in some knowledge, taking notes furiously, and then going home and just putting that stuff away and continuing to do what you've always done? If you want to be better, you have to do better. And in doing that, I want you to be curious. Be curious about the world around you and how things are created. Don't be afraid to experiment. We live in a world right now where there's an infinite amount of possibilities for learning, for knowledge. But none of those YouTube videos are going to give you the skills you need or want to succeed until you practice and you do the work. So be curious, do the work, and the most important one is commit to change. If you don't commit, if you sit there and go, oh, I'm going to try, you'll never do it. You'll never do it, and you're going to just be constantly looking at YouTubes like this, trying to find the answer, that special key to be successful, the special key to life, to make everything better. And you're going to go out and buy a new camera, or a new lens, or a new flash, but still not know how to use it. You cannot buy skill. It's not packaged in a box. It's packaged in hard work. So I will leave you with this little tidbit that was shared to me by Jamie Joe a long time ago, and it is, only in the dictionary does success come before work. So get out there, learn, experiment, build your understanding, practice, and be better. All right, we'll see you guys next week. Unless I'm on a trip, follow me on Instagram to get more details about the Forgotten Main Street trip coming up with my buddy Pete in Las Vegas as a starting point. And we're going to hit a couple of states with GFX cameras from Fujifilm and vintage lenses. All right, so we'll see you guys on the flip side. Stay curious. Take care.